Well, this will be fun to talk about. The Little Mermaid. This is usually where I give a short rundown of the plot, but I mean, it's live action, Little Mermaid. What else is there to say? There was a fair bit of controversy surrounding this, although I say that, it was probably just news sites drawing up arguments and problems just for the sake of clicks, really. But I think a question a lot of people are starting to have with all these remakes are they really necessary? Is it better than the originals or different in any way? They just going through the catalogue for the sake of just trying to grab more money. We've had some hits, but also some misses too, and I feel like The Little Mermaid is just a big one to try and recreate. And I think for the most part, they actually made a pretty good movie here. First off, Halle Bailey, I think, crushes it as Ariel. There's two main factors that I think make the original Little Mermaid such a huge success, and I think one of them is the songs and the other one's the love story. The songs are iconic, but I think the songs sung by Halle Bailey do a good enough job to be held in similar regard to the OG songs sung by Jodie Benson. In fact, I think most of the songs here were pretty well replicated. There's a few new original songs in here, and for the most part they don't work. However, out of that bunch, the one that was sung by Halle Bailey was still really well done. And the other big praise I have for here is just Melissa McCarthy's Ursula. Honestly, could not think of a better person to take on that role. She is just exactly how I remember the villain as a kid. Plus her solo song kicks a lot of ass too. And so it feels like the movie absolutely smashed it with their two main actors and then went for the rest of the cast, yeah, I'm sure it'll work itself out. And that kind of worked for about half of them. Prince Eric was played by Jonah Hauer-King, and I also think he did a really good job here. Swinging back to the two things that I think were important to nail, the second being the love story, you really buy their connection here. His solo song, not as much though. The sidekick animals did take some adjusting to, but you get used to it pretty quickly. Daveed Diggs had a huge task to fill here, and that was doing the role of Sebastian, and I think he does a good enough job as it. I feel like everything that's outside of song, he absolutely smashes. Great delivery of his lines, and he got a lot of people in the cinema I was in laughing out loud quite a few times. But Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl are just such good songs in the original film that it was just never going to be top tier. And one of the things you're limited to in live action that I didn't really think about was just what you can show at one time. The original Under the Sea was just so great because you had all the fish playing the orchestra. Every line in the song was visually represented. The fish in the bowl, the bass playing the bass. But you can't really do that so much in live action. One, because they're trying to keep it a bit more realistic, but also the viewers would get a headache being thrown around with so many cuts to new things going on. And so you just have Ariel kind of floating around during the song and it doesn't really feel quite the same. But still, it's not offensively bad or anything like that, it's just fine. Javier Bardem as the king was really odd as well. He seemed very unenthusiastic considering how expressive the rest of the film is. And that kind of affected the story a bit too. The first 20 minutes of the film where everything was underwater, I enjoyed the least. It felt dull, I wasn't really vibing with the cast, the CG was a bit off with the hair and the shark attack scene too, but as soon as Ariel hits land, it felt like an entirely different movie, and from that point onwards I really enjoyed it, to be honest. It was colourful, had great sets, the songs were mostly on point, and the Eric-Ariel love story was really working too. The finale also managed to land its feet for the most part as well, despite the new spins and add-ons that they made to the story. Mind you, the very last scene, I just had me laughing in cinema, and for all the wrong reasons. It just looked very strange. But look, with all the remakes we've had, I really think this is up there as one of the good ones. If you go into this looking for problems, then sure, yeah, you'll find them. But I think for the most part, the cinema I was in was really having a good time. The songs are still great to listen to. Is it better than the original? No, but I think it does a really good job at taking a crack at it. And so I'd recommend it. Unless you didn't like the original Little Mermaid, this one's definitely not going to change your mind then. But yeah, right, Little Mermaid. It's coming out this weekend, so are you going to go watch it? Maybe you've already seen it. If so, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. If you found this video enjoyable, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe and all that. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews on movies, anime and video games. Until next time guys, take care. Bye bye.